What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Gaming Zone. I am your host, Mr. VibNathaniel113, and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the newly released to America and Europe, Project Cross Zone. Whoa! I'm not gonna lie, I am really surprised that we actually ended up getting this game. I'm also extremely excited because I was waiting for the true successor to one of my favorite RPGs of all time, Namco Cross Capcom, to actually come out. The reason I say surprise is just because if you know Namco as well as, well, anyone that knows Namco knows them, especially me, you probably already know how horrible Namco is when it comes to releasing RPGs on time or just releasing them in general. Now, before the last couple of years, anytime we wanted an RPG or some sort of crossover game that featured anything from Namco that was being developed either by Banpresto or Namco themselves, never got an official release over in America or Europe. It was really more or less up to the fans to actually give us those games. So, Namco has recently drifted away from that whole entire thing by pretty much coming up with the excuse of, oh, we don't want to release these games because no one's gonna buy them. There's no market for those in America. I mean, Americans playing RPGs. That's just silly. Even though Square Enix got a lot of sales for all their Final Fantasy games over the years, but don't be ridiculous. But yeah, so that's pretty much Namco's logic when it comes to ever releasing anything made by them or Banpresto. Though with certain games, I can kind of understand why there would be issues when it comes to releasing games. I don't know enough about how business works. It would be kind of risky to spend a whole lot of budget money on one title and then sell it out for how much money and then have it not sell. So, licensing issues aside, we actually ended up getting the game Project Cross Zone over here. We may have not have gotten Namco Cross Capcom, but that's what English patches are for, if you guys are into that kind of thing. I'm not promoting it, I'm just saying that's the only way you're going to be able to play it in English. So, much what they've done with Tales of Abyss 3DS and Tales of Graces, and now Tales of Xillia, Namco has finally decided to start promoting all their RPGs over here, testing the markets in a lot of different places in the US in order to see if they have a good market for these kind of games. So what they decided to do is, after Katsuhiro Harada, the producer of the Tekken games, actually talked with Namco to get them to release this game over here. And since he actually ended up talking with them, I assume it succeeded, because look, I'm holding the game right now. He posted that on Twitter a while back. And pretty much what they decided to do was take the Earthbound approach with this game by packaging it with a bunch of goodies for a decent price, and tested to see how many people would actually buy this kind of game, of which they did. Not really in my area, but they did. So, let's get on with the unboxing, shall we? So, on the front cover here, we see a nice little render of a lot of the characters, a handful of them, from the game. We have Ulala from Space Channel 5, one of my favorites in this game. Ryu from Street Fighter. Dante from Devil May Cry 1, the Devil May Cry 1 Dante, not the teenager Dante. Sakura Shinguri from Sakura Wars. Akira from Virtual Fighter, yes. We have Arisa from God Eater. Riela from Valkyrie Chronicles 3. And Jill from Resident Evil Revelations. Kite from Dot Hack. Jin from Tekken 6. And last, almost certainly not least, X from Mega Man X. I was really excited to hear that he was actually going to come back in this game, particularly because he's just been ignored for the last couple of years now. If you don't know what I mean, I'm talking like 4 titles for the Blue Bomber being completely cancelled, him not appearing in a lot of the crossover games that he was promised to appear in, and just a bunch of troll moves from Capcom. So, it's fine. It's actually nice to see that not only did we get Mega Man back in some sort of crossover form, just to kind of appreciate him being there, but it's nice to know that we got the Mega Man X version of him and not the other versions, because, well, we've never had a Mega Man X in any of the other crossovers. We'd have literally every other variation but Mega Man X. Anyway, on the sides we have Project Cross Zone, Nintendo 3DS, the icon for it. On the other side, same thing. Top, same thing, and bottom, same thing. Limited edition. L edition limito. I know I said that wrong, don't kill me. The ultimate crossover game, an epic strategy RPG that combines the greatest collection of characters ever seen in one game. I would want to say yes and no. This game does have a pretty big amount of obscure characters in the game with some really familiar characters in it as well, and I do like the way how the roster is with a lot of the characters that we haven't seen in ages that they decided to put in this game, like the dude from Zombie Revenge from Sega. That was pretty cool. The cop from Dynamite Cop. Sorry if I don't know their names, by the way. I'm not prepared for this, as you couldn't tell. What are some other characters? Akira and Pai from Virtual Fighter. We actually got a couple of returns too, like Valkyrie and Arthur from Valkyrie Chronicles and Ghosts and Goblins, aka the Silver Knight, if you're following Namco Cross Capcom's storyline, which is pretty nice. A couple other characters. I'm really trying to think here. I can't remember all of them. If I don't say any familiar mentions from a lot of the RPGs in this game, like any of the Tales games, Sakura Wars, Valkyrie Chronicles, that's because, in case you probably got the wrong indication from me from my Heroes Fantasia review, you probably would have guessed that I'm big into RPGs based on what I said. That is actually false. I'm not that big into RPGs. The only kind of RPGs that I actually can stand playing are strategy RPGs and action RPGs. Actual turn-based RPGs that require a lot of backtracking, running around, getting certain items, leveling up to a certain level, and just overall complex thinking, I could never do. I just don't have the patience to sit through a game like that. They're not bad. I'm not saying all of, those kind of games are bad, by all means, because I think the only actual RPG I could actually sit through and play was Final Fantasy IX. And by the way, if any of you guys are watching this and, never played Final Fantasy IX or never played any Final Fantasy games in general, go play that one, because that is a great game. But I'm not really that big into RPGs. And so a lot of the characters in this game I either don't know because I've never heard of them before, and I'm just now learning about them. God Eater actually looks fun. I actually really want to try that game if I can ever track it down. But a lot of the characters in this game I'm not familiar with. I would have really liked to see other characters too return from Namco Cross Capcom, like, Klonoa. That's one character I really wish would have came in this game. The dude from Dig Dug would have been awesome. Some Soul Calibur characters or something from Namco. Pac-Man. Why wasn't Pac-Man in this game? Why wasn't he in this game? That's enough rambling for now. So yeah, here's a quick glimpse at the back of the box. We have all the things that it comes with, the poster, the art book, and the soundtrack. So, let's get my trusty pocket knife here. Okay. Okay. Now we open. This is an intense opening right here. Now inside we have our containments. We have inside here, hang on. We have the game itself. We'll come back to that. The art book. Come on. Where's the other stuff? Oh, there it goes. The soundtrack. I assume this is the poster. Yeah, that's the poster. I'm not going to actually unfold that because I want to keep that in the actual packaging. So the soundtrack. Let's unwrap this, because I'm curious with this. Okay. I am knife secured, by the way. Okay. Ripping things open makes me feel good about myself. Okay, so we have the game soundtrack right here from Band Presto. On the back, it shows all the music in the game. Tekken Tag Tournament, piano intro, massive mix, Namco Cross to Capcom, Brave New World. Oh my god, yes. Please let that not be a remix. I love that song, and I really hope that that's actually on here. Not remixed, but just as is. Super Robot Wars, OG, The Sword, Thou, Kleb's Evil. I'm slid off my tongue there. Dot Hack, Stairs of Time, Adventure of Valkyrie, main theme, Dead Rising, Frank West. Did he have a theme in Dead Rising? I can't remember. I know a lot of the songs from the game, mainly the Psychopath themes, because how can you forget the Psychopath themes? I am not aware of he had his own theme. Please remind me if I'm wrong, but oh well. Focus. Focus. Thank you. Devil May Cry Ultraviolet. Mega Man Dash. Flutter versus the... Oh, thank God they have this song in there. That's actually what I would like to consider one of my more favorite songs from the game. And it's nice to know that they have that remixed with pretty much everything in the game. I'm not going to name off all the songs on here, but you pretty much get the idea. Same render on the front cover, our art book, which is actually what I wanted to get this thing for the most. We have Sengir Zanvalot, sorry if I'm pronouncing some of these wrong, Kite, Black Rose, nice render there. Actually, what I find funny is that the Japanese art book that this came with actually showed off all the characters as well as detailing around them. This seems to just show off each of the characters with the name instead of some screenshots of the characters and the detailing around them. So that does kind of knock off points, but I'm not really gonna, come on, I'm not gonna deduct game points for the art book not being cool enough. Okay. Akira, Pai-chan, which I don't understand why they decided to pick Pai, because it's one of those instances for me as a Virtua Fighter fan, where it's like, out of all the characters from Virtua Fighter, I'm really happy they picked Akira. Akira was always one of my favorites, and he's the face of Virtua Fighter. How can you not put him in the game if you're going to put anyone from Virtua Fighter? But why Pai with Akira? It's funny, because out of all the characters in Virtua Fighter, my one character I never cared for was Pai. I'm not saying I hate her, I just never cared for her. And so it's kind of ironic that the one character I never cared for is also the character that's represented in the game. It would have been nice if they would have picked, like, Sarah. I know that I'm kind of speaking out of my ass here, but I liked her a hell of a lot more than Pai. That's just me. Ooh La La, which I'm both amazed and astounded by the fact that they decided to pick her, because she's one of those cases where it's like you wouldn't see her as a fighter, but she works really well as one. It's really interesting. Ichiro and Sakura from Sakura Wars. More characters from Sakura Wars. Erika and Gimini. We have Shining Force EXA, Toma, and character's name which I can't pronounce because I'm retarded. Anyway, more characters there. So that's the art book right there. And of course I'd show the poster, but I don't want to unwrap it, because I don't want to unwrap it. And now to unpack the game and see what contents we get inside. Of course, the back is pretty much the same as the front, so I'm not going to, as the back and the front are pretty much the exact same thing on the special edition box art with like one extra screenshot. There, that is for you. So I'm not really going to show anything except for that. We have our Club Nintendo points card thing right there, which I'm pretty sure I just ended up showing the code, so I'm probably going to have to blur that out or cut that out or something. We have our really small, non-existent manual, because a lot of game companies are trying to save money with the manuals. And we have the exact same thing over here, literally the same thing. And of course we have the game, which, sweet! I really can't wait to try this game. I think the final verdict I really have after trying the demo is the game is amazing. So if you guys can go out and try it, go out and try it. I would give a full review right now for the game based on my thoughts from the demo, but what's the point? You guys came here for the unboxing. The only real thing I can tell you is that be prepared for a really unique battle system. That's really all I can say. Though I can say this much. From Namco Cross Capcom, I do like the fact that they added the ability to use assist characters. I also like the fact that they added the ability to be able to move across tiles instead of having to pick a tile and have your character instantly move there. That was always annoying, because if I didn't like the spot I moved to, then I'd have to move right back, and I think that was pretty cool. I like that ability. I also like the graphics in the game. Everything has a really unique shine to it, and all the animations for the sprites are really smooth. More smooth than Namco Cross Capcom, which I know I'm comparing these games when they're on two completely different platforms, but they're pretty much the same game, like quite literally. With the only difference is Namco Cross Capcom had a little bit better polishing to it in terms of the stages and the environments, but that's really it. So yeah, this has been my unboxing video of Project Cross Zone. I hope you guys really enjoyed the unboxing video, even though it was mostly just me rambling on throughout the entire thing. I hope you guys had a good time, and be sure to rate, comment, subscribe for any other future videos I might have in the near future, even though it takes me a long time to actually put out these videos. Sorry. This has been Mr. VibNathaniel113 with the Gaming Zone, and I am out, gang. I'm going to go enjoy my new game. Take care.